Hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to. I'm Bushka on Blitz, and I'm here with some... Well, this is a pretty surprising video. Yesterday, I did a video that was on the patch 3.7, what's going on with the patch, what was good, what was bad. And I mentioned in passing about the gun mantlet issues that some of the US tanks are having, that my mate Shake My Head pointed out to me. And I don't know if it's a bug or intentional. And I decided to do some testing in training rooms with Shaky and a bunch of the other boys. And I'd just like to thank everyone who participated and helped out here. You'll see their names popping up. But there's some tanks they're just red tomatoes. You shouldn't be able to pen them, and you're going straight through the gun mantlet. And the Americans seem to be the most affected, but I don't know if it is consigned particularly to American tanks, or if it's because Americans have such a reliance on gun mantlets on their tanks. Like the IS-4 has a very strong turret, but it doesn't have a huge big gun mantlet like the T-95, the T-34, the T-29, the T-32, the T-30, the T-110E3, the T-110E4. You get the picture. And I found that you could go right through the gun mantlets on some of these tanks for no real reason, as long as you're firing high pen ammo. And I was doing it, in fact, at some points with two 90mm of pen from a Lerva going through the turret of a T-34. And obviously the big boys like the Jagdpanzer E100 have 420mm of pen on their heat. Now, the strongest of all the turrets I found was the T-95, which was pretty bloody surprising because the T-110E3's turret was not nearly as strong as you'd expect. Not turret, sorry, gun mantlet. And I'm going to go straight through the red part of the gun mantlet here. Now, according to my calculations, this should have an effective armor profile of 472mm. I guess that's within the margin of error on a tank that has 420mm of pen on its heat. But what about the T-110E3? And this is where things get really murky, and I'm not really certain how it all works. This is a T-110E3 with 375mm of pen on its APCR, and that's a T-110E3 shooting me back. And we're just going to trade blows going straight through the gun mantlet. That's such a huge gun mantlet. Like, that is where I'm shooting is around, I don't know, parts of it say it's 814mm, other parts say it's 323, but it's all bright red. And I actually don't think this is a bug with the penetration. I think it's a bug with the way the penetration is reported. And the poor old T-34, watch this thing. Like, you'll just go straight through that gun mantlet all day long. And it looks red, doesn't it? I mean, this is the issue, really. Then you look at the ST1, and of course, yeah, you're never getting through that Rusky tank. I'm just telling you right now. It's really, really, really tough to pen that gun mantlet, and it's much smaller too than the American heavies. It's got like 800mm and 1200mm in parts, and 615mm in parts, but it all looks pure red. On all the armor inspector apps I can find, the turrets and the gun mantlets are reported in a very different manner. There is green in those sections where you can actually see. There is no green in these sections in the game. And it leads me to believe that it may in fact be a little bit of a furphy, as in it's just a bit of a... There's not actually that much armor there. It's not that there's that much armor there and you're going straight through it and it's bugged. It's that there isn't that much armor there and you're going straight through it regardless of the fact that it's telling you that you can. Because if you look at the armor inspector app and you check out the T-34, there are red parts all around the side that are at 624mm of armor. But around the guns, they are green as green can be at 279. But you just can't see that. Now, this is with the Carnarvon's 340mm of APCR pen. And I'm going straight on through the T-110E3's gun mantlet. I'm not 100% certain that I'm correct, but I do believe that what we're seeing here is just the hit skins incorrectly reporting the actual tank's armor values. And I don't know if that's intentional or not, because it certainly would tremendously affect the balance of these tanks if it was shown that that area was green. Because if you're driving a T10, a T110A3, or a T30, or a T29, or a T34, or a T32, and you try and go hull down, and you've got a big green section in the middle of your turret, then it might just be a dirty little secret that we're not meant to know about, because it's real. I mean, look at that. That's a T34, and I'm driving a Lerva. That's under 300 millimeters a pen, and yeah, I'm going straight through. That's it, boys and girls. That's today's thought to ponder. I'm certainly going to bring it up with Wargaming. I'm going to have a chat with the producers in Asia and stuff and see if this is intentional. But otherwise, what an interesting little tidbit, especially if you're out the battlefield and you're driving an American tank or you're shooting at an American tank. I'm Bushka on Blitz. Look after your families and stay safe on the battlefield.